Good morning, Tulsa West. I'm Nazaria Castillo.
I'm Grace Kleier.
Today is Friday, April 11th, and welcome to TW Today. Do you like short shorts, blondes, and sexy UPS workers?
I sure do.
Tulsa West production of Legally Blonde has 2 more shows tonight and Saturday at 7 p.m. Legally Blonde is a great show with lots of energy. It really offers you the full package.
I agree. I not only love the singing and dancing part, but it also shares a great message.
It totally does. Alice seems like she doesn't have a clue, but she definitely knows what's going on. Things are not always as they seem.
Well, speaking of things not as they seem, Nazaria, where are you going to college?
Despite my sweatshirt, I am not going to Marquette. Embarrassing like most of you. I'm going to Marquette!
Speaking of Marquette, I am also. Senior Decision Day is coming up fast. May 1st is when seniors should wear their gear, just like me and Nazaria, to show pride of their future commitments. For all those who supported APSI by purchasing an abundance of chocolate bars, like Nazaria, make sure you cheer them on at Nationals as they have been practicing to showcase their knowledge of the U.S. Constitution and American government. Good luck to the We the People competition, who will all be cheering for you.
I do love those chocolate bars, Grace.
I know, you bought me a couple.
Do you ever participate in an art class, or do you just simply like to make art of your own? You can now sell your work on the 2nd annual Tulsa West Makers Market.
You can apply for an application, but they are due on Friday, April 25th. Once approved, you will be able to sell your handmade work during the show on May 28th from 5:30 to 7.
You can keep all the profits of your sale. Only current Tulsa West students may apply, and 100% of the stuff may be handmade. You can sell crochet, candles, quilts, whatever.
If you have any questions, make sure you talk to Miss Bellick.
Are you in need of some extra help? Are you having trouble with specific classes but aren't sure how to improve your understanding of content? Do you need to talk through course materials before you feel like you really comprehend it?
Well, I know I did with pre-calc, and if your answer was yes, try the Peer Tutoring Center in the ARC.
With only 8 weeks of school left, it's a great time to make sure that you understand all your courses.
Agreed. Hey Nazaria, I've had a few crushes over the years. How about you?
Oh yeah, definitely me too. I used to have a crush on Bleep. Listen to find out. Let's take a trip on the street with Faye and Chloe to find out our seniors' middle school crushes.
Hi, I'm Faye.
And I'm Chloe.
And this is On the Street. Let's find out our seniors' juiciest secrets.
Like their middle school crushes.
Who am I here with?
Connor.
And who is your middle school crush?
I think I'd have to say Faye.
Hi, what's your name?
Faye Muma.
And who is your middle school crush?
Matthew Peak.
Interesting.
Who am I here with?
Matthew Peak.
And who is your middle school crush?
You.
Hi, who am I here with?
Peter.
And who is your middle school or elementary school crush?
I had a crush on Kaylee Callahan in elementary school.
Am I here with?
Kaylee Callahan.
And who is your middle school crush?
Liam O'Neill.
Hi, who am I here with?
Trent.
And who is your elementary school crush?
I'm not gonna lie, it was Chloe.
Hi, who am I here with?
Olivia DuPay.
And who is your middle school crush?
I didn't go to middle school, but I went to McKinley for elementary school, and it was Jack Hanks.
Who am I here with?
Elijah.
And who is your middle school crush?
My middle school, oh, that's a tough one. My middle school crush was Isabella Miller.
Hi, what are your guys' names?
Bella. Cassia.
And who is your middle school crush?
Jack Weber.
So I didn't go to middle school, but I did go to Washington Elementary, and in 1st grade I had a crush on Evan Wilkins.
Who am I here with?
Milo.
And who is your middle school crush?
Katie Catula.
Hi, who am I here with?
Davey Murray.
And who is your middle school crush?
Alma Hagopian Smith.
Hi, who am I here with?
Brandon Collins.
And who is your middle school crush?
Alanis Corsell.
Hi, what is your name?
Ava Schwantes.
And who is your middle school crush?
Jack Peterson. Who am I here with?
Ava.
And who is your middle school crush?
Jamon Edwards.
Who am I here with?
Adam Anopa.
And who is your middle school crush?
Faye Muma.
Who am I here with?
Elliot Wilkerson.
And who is your middle school crush?
In 6th grade, it was probably Madeline Sanchez.
Hi, what is your name?
Madeline Sanchez.
And who is your middle school crush?
Angela Edwards.
Hi, who am I here with?
Nazaria.
Chris.
And who is your middle school crush?
Probably Brecker or Stefan, but let me tell you why, because we had math together and I liked them a lot.
Her name was Bianca. She was
Who am I here with?
Xavier Crum.
And who was your middle school crush?
Probably Faye Muma.
Hi, who am I here with?
Ben Wozniak.
And who is your middle school or elementary school crush?
My elementary school crush was Abby Tank.
Hi, who am I here with?
Jack Monagle.
And who is your middle school crush?
Faye Muma.
Who am I here with?
LJ.
Nora. And who is your guys' middle school crush?
Leon.
Ryan Bokenhauer.
What is your name?
Jake Hansen.
And who was your crush growing up?
My crush growing up was Margot Robbie after I watched The Wolf of Wall Street for the first time.
Hi, what is your name?
Braden Parker.
And who is your middle school crush?
Ariana.
Hi, who am I here with?
Jack Durbin.
And who is your middle school crush?
Amelia Van Engen.
Who am I here with?
Amelia Van Engen.
And who is your middle school crush?
Tavian Willis.
Who am I here with?
Nevaeh Hendrick.
And who is your middle school crush?
Tavian Willis. And who am I here with?
Neve Wick.
And who is your middle school crush?
Joseph Ruth.
Hi, what is your name?
Josh.
And who is your middle school crush?
My teacher.
Who am I here with?
Thomas Phillips.
And who was your middle school crush?
Caroline Henzig.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment,
The sports!
Hi everyone, my name is Lilly,
And I'm Brandon Collins.
and we are happy to have you back here at the sports.
We've had some strong individual and team performances to start the spring.
The indoor track championships took place this past week and we saw great performances across the board.
A new season, and Curafax is still at the top, looking for a second state championship this year.
Cura won conference, posting a 40-foot and 1-inch shot 7 feet farther than the next thrower.
Mackenzie Sanders had a great performance in the 55-meter hurdle, placing second after setting a PR at 9.09 seconds, just a tad bit short of first.
This past Wednesday, the girls soccer team suffered a tough loss in the rain against Brookfield East, 1-0.
The girls take on Catholic Memorial at 1 o'clock at home in their first non-conference game.
One of the best things to celebrate in the early spring season is the girls softball team.
The girls picked up their first win in 2 years over Milwaukee Hamilton, 24-7.
I wouldn't be surprised to see another with the steady play of the team so far.
The girls softball team will play next Tuesday.
The baseball team has had a slow start to their season.
Pick it up, John Urban. They face some tough competition for their first 4 games.
We wish them the best of luck moving forward with their season. That's all
for the sports this week.
I'm Lily Nelson.
And I'm Brandon Collins.
Let's spin back to the regular announcements.
That's all for TW Today. I'm Grace.
I'm Nazaria. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I know I will. I know I